It's a protocol for economic success, economic empowerment. And that protocol lives on in the software. Oftentimes people say, well, what about this quantum thing, or what about that technology thing? And the point that I make to them is that English language is a protocol. If you have to upgrade the software, you'll probably upgrade the software, keep the language. Base 10 math is a protocol. If you have to upgrade the software, rebuild the computer, you'll probably keep the base 10 math. Bitcoin is a protocol. You may change the hardware, you may change the software, you may change the nodes. The protocol is simple. A bunch of intelligent people everywhere in the world would like to keep their money forever. Once $1 trillion worth of money flows into that network, they'll be looking to figure out how to keep it. And then when it's 10 trillion or 100 trillion or 500 trillion, you'll have a bunch of people speaking a language of economics, a monetary language. That is the Bitcoin protocol. Truth number 3, Bitcoin's an asset. One of those 21 million coins pops out. A lot of people just focus on the asset. They forget the ideology. They don't really notice the protocol. They think, do I have a Bitcoin or not? What kind of asset? It's the apex asset. It's better than cheese. It's better than palladium. It's better than gold. It's better than silver or copper or land or goats or cattle or lumber or pieces of paper that we call currency. Bitcoin is the asset. Right? It is the asset based upon the ideology and the protocol that results in the greatest monetary premium in the world. Truth number 4, it's not just an asset. Bitcoin's a network. Bitcoin is not just a network, it's the network. It's the most powerful computer network in the world. It's a global network. Without the network, you can't have the asset. The asset is stored in the network. The network is a manifestation of the protocol. The network creates decentralization, that's true, but it also creates fault tolerance, mission criticality, redundancy, and all of the other technical, economic, and ethical qualities of the asset and of the movement. An ideology that spawned a protocol resulting in an asset that circulates on a network. That would be a simple articulation of what Bitcoin is. It's a truth. I would hazard to guess that the great majority of people watching the price of Bitcoin don't think about all 4 of those things. And they don't think about this as much as they should. Bitcoin is immaculate. Truth number 5. It was spawned by the Immaculate Conception. A nameless, faceless programmer gave it as a gift to the world. How do you create an immaculate thing? It's a God-given thing. It's a natural thing. We've had it since the beginning of time. No one took beneficial claim to it. No one asserts control over it. No one expects to cash in on it. The Immaculate Conception is an extraordinarily important thing to the network. That, combined with truth number 6, Bitcoin is ethical. What makes something ethical? What makes it ethical is you can take title to it, you own it, no one can debase it, no one can take it from you, no one can corrupt it, no one can control it. It's a thing of natural beauty. No country will ever trust anything that another country can debase or control. No company will ever trust anything another company owns or controls. No person will ever trust anything controlled by another person. In order to reach this great plateau of ethical, it has to be beyond the corrupting influence of any human, any man-made institution, any organization of people in the world. The Immaculate Conception was a necessary condition, but the engineering brilliance of Bitcoin was another condition. Right? Bitcoin's it's a perfect machine made of imperfect components. That's the brilliance of the engineering. Can you make something that can a human being make something that other humans can't corrupt?
Attention stock market enthusiasts. Get ready for a roller coaster ride filled with excitement and potential as we dive into the latest news surrounding none other than Michael Saylor and his company MicroStrategy. His recent bet on Bitcoin is based on it being an alternative to traditional finance soon. Brace yourselves for a significant revelation that could impact the world of finance and digital assets. Welcome back to Investocracy Crypto.
A short phrase, a powerful phrase. It wasn't legitimate 4 months ago. A year ago, if you try to remember where you were and what you were thinking in March of 2020, when the entire crypto industry was under massive onslaught, everybody's getting sued, right? And the most likely future was everything gets ground into the dirt. We have completely come 180 degrees. This is the most powerful person in the world sitting in the most sacred place, the Oval Office, flanked by 2 cabinet members telling you Bitcoin is digital gold, a store of value, a commodity. Not just a commodity. You know, if the US seized 10,000 securities, all your artwork, all your houses, your planes, your trains, your automobiles, every currency, you know, everything of value, your diamonds, your gold brooches, your silver, they'd sell it, right? The only thing the United States does not sell is its national parks, its nuclear stockpiles, and its Bitcoin. Now, that's a shockwave that will be heard around the world. That just happened, you know, literally days ago. It's going to take a while for that to ripple through the entire federal government. Then it will ripple through the state governments. Then it will ripple through the banking system, the insurance system, the credit rating agencies. Then it will ripple to all the banks in Mexico and El Salvador and Argentina and then Europe. It's rippling through the banks in Hong Kong and China and Japan and Abu Dhabi and Europe. How long will it take? Well, you know, how long does it take for a profound good idea to move its way through layers and layers of bureaucracy? It'll take a while, but the innovators will actually grab this, and those that need the money, that want the money, will reach for and embrace the money, and they will be enriched by it, and there will be others that will resist it. But that entire shockwave, right, that explosion in legitimacy, that happened just a few weeks ago, happened on a Thursday night in the White House. And that's profound. We are legitimate. And as I've said before, if Bitcoin's not going to 0, it's going to 1 million, right? It's either nothing or it's something. And if it's something, then it's going up.
In the intriguing world of stocks and crypto, Michael Saylor emerges once again as a key player, emphasizing his commitment to keeping Bitcoin purchases below $100,000. Strategy, his company, recently released details of its latest stock offering, raising eyebrows and expectations in equal measure. The company owns more than 499,200 Bitcoin, and the next round of Bitcoin purchases may push the company's amassment to 500,000 BTC. Delving deeper into the news, Strategy's announcement of pricing its Series A perpetual preferred stock at $85 per share has sent ripples through the market. The projected net proceeds of $711.2 million hint at substantial investments into Bitcoin, a move that could shake up the current landscape drastically.
So Bitcoin doesn't have counterparty risk like a security or a financial instrument. It doesn't have physical risk. And finally, it's literally without counterparty risk to a creditor, a culture, a country. If you're owning Picassos, you have counterparty risk to a culture. If you think you're insulated because you own the Patriots, you have counterparty risk to a different culture. So you don't want to be counterparty to any political entity. You don't want to be counterparty. What iPhone are you on right now? Is it like the 16 or the 7th? Like, what about the iPhone 99? Okay, well, here's the thing. In the year 2100, Bitcoin is going to be 1/21 millionth of all the money in the world. that's never going to obsolesce. In 1,000 years, you're going to want to own 1/21 millionth of all the money in the world. But in 100 years, it's not clear what product or service you buy today you're still going to want. So Bitcoin is like, the whole idea is I have an investment of capital for a long, long time without counterparty risk to anything, any company, any idea. And if you combine that, which makes it higher performing, with this other idea, which is that it is unregulated, you're trading it on 1,500 exchanges, 24/7, 365 everywhere in the world. So on Saturday night, if you need $1 billion of credit, you can get $1 billion from the Bitcoin network if you want to pay the right amount. If you want 100-to-1 levered bet negative, you can actually either you can place $1 billion bet in a minute, you can extract $1 billion of credit. So it is a monetary network that's giving you leverage and liquidity. Like literally, it traded like $100 billion in like 48 hours over a weekend or something. It is the most, everybody says, what's it good for? It's the most useful thing in the world if you care about money, because what it's good for is unlimited leverage and unlimited liquidity everywhere at all times.
As we navigate through the intricacies of BTC ETF flows and Strategy's strategic maneuvers, the looming question remains: could Michael Saylor's actions guide Bitcoin towards a bullish resurgence, possibly reaching the coveted $100,000 mark? But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
August 2020, you made $250 million. September 2020, 175. December 2020, you bought 50 million. February 2021, you bought $1 billion. November 11, 2024, last week 2 billion, and then today 4.6 billion.
Yeah, so 6.6 billion since we had our quarterly results. So, well, I think it's like 41, 42 times we bought Bitcoin in that range. So ever since August of 2020, we keep buying. We don't sell. It's a very simple strategy. Bitcoin is Manhattan in cyberspace. I just want to keep buying Manhattan in cyberspace. I have this theory that one day 8 billion people want to put their money in Manhattan in cyberspace. And of course, the more we bought, the more transparent we are, the more the capital markets get behind us. So now, if you're an investor on Wall Street and you're looking for the company that's going to buy up cyberspace, then you're buying MicroStrategy stock. And some people like Bitcoin. So they buy Bitcoin, Every day of my life, I tell people to buy Bitcoin. Some people want more Bitcoin, right? The joke I have is the only thing better than Bitcoin is more Bitcoin. So we borrowed $4.2 billion at 82 basis points, and we bought Bitcoin with it. So for the people that like Bitcoin, they buy it, but people that really like it want to borrow a lot of money and buy more. And then there's another group of investors, the convertible bond investors. And how do you buy Bitcoin at the all-time high and get the upside but don't have the downside? So you buy the bonds, and it turns out that our bonds have outperformed Bitcoin, but they're bonds. And so that blows people's minds that we can actually sell you a bond. They don't just outperform all the other bonds. Some of these bonds are, they're trading 200 plus against 100 basis. So they're up 100%. So they outperform all the bonds, but they also outperform the Bitcoin. And that's because we've created a public company with a tiered capital structure, and we've got a lot of permanent capital. Then we've got the senior bonds and the capital structure. And then the equity, generates a BTC yield. And so a lot of Bitcoin maxis pile into the equity, and that gives us a premium. And we're able to use the premium from the equity in order to create very accretive capital markets transactions with the bonds.
One cannot help but feel the urge to seize the opportunities presented by such groundbreaking developments, especially with Saylor's strong belief that BTC will soon be a pillar of global finance. With Strategy's potential injection of over $700 million into Bitcoin and the positive momentum building within the market, the prospects are indeed tempting. So remember to keep a keen eye on the unfolding events in the financial realm. The stage is set, and Bitcoin seems to promise an exhilarating climax. Will you take the chance to ride the waves of this transformative period? The decision rests in your hands as the world of stocks and crypto continues to evolve. And finally, if you would like to know more about cryptocurrencies or specifically Bitcoin, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.